next guest speaker, who is Dr. Mohammed Safdar Bahati, who is an ELT expert with 29 years of IELTS and TOEFL teaching and training experience. He's a linguist by profession, teacher, trainer, researcher, and international keynote and plenary speaker by experience. He has published 80 research papers in numerous international peer-reviewed research journals, authored 4 books, and has supervised extensively. He has conducted and attended scores of ELT workshops and seminars within the country. He has been awarded honorary doctorate in ELT and applied linguistics by an American university due to his remarkable services in the field of ELT. He is a recipient of multiple national and international awards and gold medals in recognition of his outstanding academic achievements. Currently, he is teaching in the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan. We welcome Professor Dr. Mohammed Safdar Bahati to give a speech. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very nice introduction of mine. Can you hear me and see my screen?
Yeah, we can hear you and see your presentation, Professor. There is no problem.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Mohammed Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan. First of all, I would like to thank the ORP organization for inviting me in this conference as a keynote speaker. And the topic of my today's talk is using role play activities to improve oral proficiency at secondary level. And that is a brief sketch of my talk. Respected audience, paradoxically, it seems as if English language runs like blood through the veins of nations worldwide. To have good communication skills in English is a burning desire for most of the people. Communicative competence in the target language is more demanded now than ever before. Role-play exercises give students the opportunity to assume the role of a person or act out a given situation. These roles can be performed by individual students in pair or in groups, which can play out a more complex scenario. Role plays engage students in real-life situations or scenarios that can be stressful, unfamiliar, complex, or controversial, which requires them to examine personal feelings towards others and their circumstances. As a productive skill, speaking is a crucial skill to master in order to be successful in one's academic pursuits. Due to its importance, speaking is an important skill cultivated in an English language classroom at secondary level. The impact of role play activities upon the development of second language teaching and learning is unavoidable. Role plays can be effectively used in the classroom to provide real-world scenarios to help the students to learn. Speaking is one of the most important skills that should be mastered by students in order to communicate in English fluently and clearly. It involves interaction with one or more participants. This means that effective speaking also involves a good deal of listening. Speaking takes place wherever, everywhere, and has become part of our daily activities. Speaking is the most difficult skill to be learned by students among the 4 skills. Teachers should select suitable speech content, arrange it logically, and should choose appropriate language at the time of delivery. Benefits of role-playing. Dear all, role-playing can be effectively used in the classroom to motivate and engage students, enhance current teaching strategies, provide real-world scenarios to help students learn skills used in real-world situations that can be negotiation, debate, teamwork, cooperation, and persuasion. Provide opportunities for critical observation of peers. If we talk about the impact of role-play activities, basically role-play is a modern technique which can be resulted in impressive grades. Role-play is a technique that involves students taking on a role and carrying out a decision with each person playing their role. Students' involvement not only makes them motivated but also have deep-rooted effects. Role play is very important in teaching speaking skills because it gives students an opportunity to practice communicating in different social contexts and in different social roles. It allows students to be creative and to put themselves in another person's place or for a while. Role play can also help them play with personal problem. It allows them to be spontaneous by realizing creative energy. Role play, on the other hand, can be quite simple and brief technique to organize. It is also highly flexible leaving much more scope for the exercise of individual variation, initiative, and imagination. And role play can also be included in stimulation as well. Now, I would like to move towards the significance of the study. This study is important as it investigates the improvement of the students' oral proficiency by using role play activities. It may provide English language teachers with a specific language teaching procedures which they can use in their classrooms to enhance learners' oral performance and to encourage their students to maximize their capacity by using English orally. The researcher expects that teaching of speaking skills through role play activities may effectively improve speaking skills of the learners at secondary level. This research is expected to be beneficial for the students, the teacher, and the institution theoretically and practically. The objectives of my study were: speaking skill is one of the most important skills, and students must indulge themselves in the habit of speaking English. The objectives were to identify students' problems in speaking English, to discover whether role play is effective way to overcome students' speaking difficulties, to assess the impact of role play activities on students to perform better orally, to prove the worth of role playing activities to ameliorate the speaking skills. My research questions were: how to identify students' problems in speaking English, whether role play is effective way to overcome students' speaking difficulties or not, how to assess the impact of role play activities on students to perform better orally, how to prove the worth of role play activities to ameliorate the speaking skills. Basically, speaking is a process of interaction of developing meaning that involves producing, receiving, and processing information. Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, to compel. Language as well as faculty of speech was the immediate gift of God. Speech is the most important aim in language teaching. It plays their role for the first time. The students will be nervous when they have to perform in front of others, especially the teachers. But with the time, the more role plays they do, the more proficient and confident they will become. In the end, they might actually get to like it, especially if they imagine themselves to be rehearsing for a role, just as they would if they are playing a small part in a movie or TV series. This is an attitude that the teacher should cultivate among the students. 200 students and 20 teachers from Government ST High School, Bahawalpur, Pakistan, participated in this study. It was a descriptive type of research based on quantitative approach, and random sampling was done. A questionnaire for the teachers and a separate questionnaire for the students were used as a tool to collect the data from the respondents. And that is, these are some factors which are deduced from the collected data. Use of English, 80% agreed. Understanding, 70% agreed. Confidence increased, 80% agreed. Draw meanings, 90% agreed. And take interest, 90% agreed. And that is the data analysis of my questionnaire. Dear all, role plays provide students with the opportunity to take part in activities which mirror career-related scenarios. To help students understand the use of role-playing sessions, role plays should be content-focused, match learning objectives, and be relevant to real-world situations. Role-playing exercises encourage students to think more critically about complex and controversial subjects and to see situations from a different perspective. When properly employed, role plays can motivate students in a fun and engaging way. Before leaving, I would like to give you some suggestions and my recommendations. Dear all, the students should be taught through role play as well. The old and traditional teaching methods should be avoided. The students should be encouraged to share their thoughts in the target language. Teachers should use and adopt new and innovative learning strategies in their classes. Teachers should motivate their students to participate in the class on equal basis. Role play activities can reveal students' hidden talents regarding speaking skills. It needs to be highly promoted in the teaching and learning process. Teachers of English are advised to encourage students to speak freely and fluently in the groups and the peers as well. And these were some references from which I got the help. And thanks for your patience, and any question, please. And that's all from my side, my dear.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor. Is there any questions or any contributions? Okay, there seems to be no questions for now, Professor. Thank you again. Thanks so much for your presentation.
So nice of you, sir. Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you. Evet Gülten Hocam, eğer müsaitseniz buyurun hocam.